Tim Wakefield looks to defeat the Cubs and White Sox in the same season for the second time in his career. Coming up next on NESN. Welcome to Sunsplash Fenway Park for day baseball. It's Game 3 of the three-game series between the Chicago White Sox and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, we have turned the page on May, and June begins today. Dustin Pedroia, the Red Sox second baseman, looking to have another big one.
Well, he always has had a big June, and then he's looking forward to another one this year, because so far this year, Pedroia has struggled a little bit, average down around the 240 mark, but you see what he does in June. The 318 average, 33 doubles, 9 home runs. He scored 70 runs in that month, and it's starting to come down over the last couple of games. And toward the end of the last road trip, even on this homestand, he's starting to make good, solid contact again. So I would expect that he's starting to take off. Look, Pedroia's not going to hit 240 all season. He's too good of a hitter. You know that's going to improve, and hopefully it's going to be this month, because this has been his month since he's been in the big leagues.
Red Sox looking to salvage this last game of the series. They are matched up against Gavin Floyd, who's on the hill. He's 5-5 with a 3.69 ERA. First pitch from Fenway is coming your way next. AT&T, Toyota's official website for deals by Toyota.com, and by Southwest Airlines. Well, good afternoon once again, everybody. The lights are on here at Fenway Park, despite the high blue skies here at Fenway today, as the Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox wrap up this three-game series. Let's check out the visiting Chicago White Sox starting 9. Juan Pierre leads it off in left field with Alexei Ramirez at shortstop batting second. Carlos Quinton is in right field batting third. Paul Konerko is the DH today with the day off defensively because Adam Dunn is at first base. He bats fifth. Brent Lillibridge is in center field batting sixth with Omar Vizquel at third base. Ramon Castro does the catching. He bats eighth. And Gordon Beckham bats ninth at second base. On the mound for the Red Sox is Tim Wakefield, making his 5th start of the year, 14th appearance overall, 2-1 with a 4.14 earned run average coming in. Wakefield has opponents hitting only at 237. He's won his last 2 starts against the Cubs and last time out against the Tigers. 7 innings, giving up 2 runs in that outing, only 5 hits. As he's ready to work to Juan Pierre to get it started. And the first pitch of this one misses for ball 1, and we are underway. Juan Pierre checking in at 265. Top this White Sox order every day. Wakefield missing for ball 2, 2-0.
Wakefield in his career against the Chicago White Sox 7-12 with an ERA of about 5.
And there for strike 1, 2-1. Working with Jared Saltalamacchia again today. Chop foul down the first baseline. It evens up at 2-2. The White Sox starting to turn the corner a little bit and play better baseball, certainly here in Boston. They've now won 9 of their last 15 games. And after dropping 3 straight to the Toronto Blue Jays, they come here into Fenway, and Ozzie Guillen's team takes the first 2 games in a big way. Lots of offense. Last night the Red Sox were able to come from behind after trailing in the game 10-1, but still not enough. And playing from behind early in games. White Sox are still 8.5 games back of the Cleveland Indians. That'll flutter high for ball 3. Red Sox beginning the day, game back at the Yankees in the American League East, sliding out of first. Pierre hits a fly ball out to right center. Ellsbury is back there to make the running grab.
The Red Sox defense is first in the American League. 26 errors on the season. Kevin Youkilis will be at third base. Jed Lowry, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, and Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman. Left to right, Kyle Crawford, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Josh Reddick. And Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching. That defense was brought to you by Jordan's Furniture.
1 out in the first inning for Alexei Ramirez. Take strike 1. There's the shortstop. Hitting at 290 on the year, 6 homers and 30 runs batted in. Had a very good May, hitting at 313 during May after he hit at 265 in April. He's had a fabulous series against the Red Sox, 6 for 9. Big hack and a miss, 1-2.
He has had his struggles with Wakefield in the past, only 1 for 9 against him. And he was going for the bridge, it looked like, on this one. High knuckleball from Wakefield.
In the air to left field. Carl Crawford looking up into the high sky. Makes the catch, 2 down in the first. And Tim Tschita's got the plate here today. And he's the crew chief. Mike Estabrook at first base, Marty Foster at second base, and Bill Welke, the umpire, at third. They're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Very comfortable conditions in Boston today. 81 degrees as we get started. Breeze out to center field at 20 miles per hour. And there is a chance for thunderstorms in the area. Had one come through prior to the ball game this morning. But right now, bright sunshine. Carlos Quentin takes strike 1 from Tim Wakefield. Quentin has been quiet lately, 3 for his last 20. And down the count, 0-2. Jason Varitek starting the day on the bench for the Red Sox. Able to homer in the ball game last night. Quentin with a swing and a miss. First strikeout for Wakefield, who has a 1-2-3 first. Red Sox are coming up. 3 in the first. Red Sox coming up, and the Red Sox starting lineup is brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off in center field with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Adrian Gonzalez at first base bats third. Kevin Youkilis at third base. David Ortiz at DH with Carl Crawford in left field. Jed Lowry at shortstop bats seventh. Josh Reddick getting a start in right field. He bats eighth, and Jared Saltalamacchia does the catching. He bats ninth. On the mound today for the White Sox is Gavin Floyd, the 28-year-old. 12th appearance, 11th start, comes in at 5-5 with a 3.69 earned run average. His last appearance actually came in relief, and that was against Texas. Took the loss, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and 1 was earned, a walk-off home run for Corey Patterson in that game. As Jacoby Ellsbury stands in to lead it off. 7th career appearance against the Red Sox for Floyd, as Ellsbury starts today hitting at .293. 6 homers, 27 runs batted in. Numbers for Floyd against Boston, very good. This went into the Red Sox dugout. He's 4-0 with a 3.53 earned run average, and lifetime here at Fenway Park in 3 starts is 2-0 with a nifty 1.93. There are the overall career numbers. Ellsbury hits it on the ground right side. Beckham ranging, has got it, and retires Ellsbury.
Let's take a look at the White Sox defense. They are 7th in the American League with 32 errors on the season. Omar Vizquel at third base, Alexi Ramirez the shortstop, Gordon Beckham at second, and Adam Dunn the first baseman. Left to right, Juan Pierre, Brent Lillibridge, Carlos Quentin, and doing the catching, Ramon Castro.
One out for Dustin Pedroia. To right center, man in for a base hit. Lillibridge over to play it quickly, but Pedroia's June is off to a good start.
Well, we touched upon it in the open, Don. You know, this has always been a big month for Dustin Pedroia. Last June was an outstanding month for him. Jumps on that first fastball, that's away. It takes it to the opposite field for the base hit. He's had some good at-bats recently. You can tell that it's starting to come for him.
Well, last year hitting .374 in the month of June. Base hit to begin things here in the first inning. 1 out, 1 on, and Adrian Gonzalez coming up. .329, 10 homers and 46 runs batted in. After finishing up an incredible May for Gonzalez. Right now leading the majors with 46 RBIs. As he takes strike 1. He led the majors with 41 hits in the month of May. He was second in RBIs in the month with 31. Into right center, and this is a base hit. Pedroia heading for third base as Quentin will get it back in. Red Sox have runners at the corners with 1 down.
Well, that time Floyd left a changeup up in the zone, and Gonzalez jumps all over it. That top spin line drive in a right center field, and the Red Sox play a little first and third. Dustin Pedroia getting to third base.
So 2 on, 1 away, and Kevin Youkilis coming up. Youkilis at .268 homers, 34 runs batted in. As he takes strike 1. Youkilis 2 for 8 in the series, had a base hit here last night. That's with Pedroia at third base, Gonzalez at first base, and 1 down.
Floyd will feature that fastball, the slider, and the changeup. And we've seen all 3 pitches here in the first inning.
On the ground is short. Ramirez to second for 1, on to first for 2. And Floyd gets out of the jam on the double play that ends the first, scoreless after 1. Cup begins with Nesson and all is all over it. Join Catherine, Brick, Nauko, Barry, and Gord for a special 90-minute episode of Bruins Face-Off Live, presented by Hess at 6:30, and then return for Bruins Overtime Live after the final buzzer. Get more coverage and join the conversation at NESN.com/Bruin, New England's #1 hockey site. Nesson's coverage of the Bruins' quest for the Cup is presented by Miller Lite. Second inning back at Fenway Park. Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, and Brent Lillibridge are in the second. White Sox win in order in the first. Konerko lines this into center field for a base hit. First hit of the day for the White Sox. Konerko aboard at first base.
Konerko now with a 5-game hitting streak. He jumps on the first knuckleball from Tim Wakefield, shoots it into center field for the base hit. Knuckleball dipping about thigh high, but Konerko on it for the leadoff single.
So lead runner on for Adam Dunn, who plays defensively at first base today. It's been a struggle for him in his first year with the White Sox. Has 5 home runs, but only hitting at .185 as takes a pitch over the inside corner. Does have a home run in his past against Tim Wakefield in 2 at-bats and drives one to right field, but Reddick moves back, has room, and makes the catch right in front of the warning track for the first out of the inning.
Ball should carry very well here this afternoon. The breeze blowing out towards center field. It's warm, it's humid.
One on, one out, and Brent Lillibridge coming up. The center fielder hitting it an even 300 to start the day. 5 homers and 9 runs batted in. He's made 10 starts in right, 3 in center, 2 in left, and 1 at second. He's been very versatile for Ozzie Guillen this year. Second time he's been on the opening day roster for the White Sox. First time was 2009. Wakefield falling behind 2-0. He's now started 4 of the last 5 games. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Wakefield here at Fenway Park against the White Sox in the past, 3-5. With a 5.04 earned run average. Overall in his career, 7-12. There's a quick check on Konerko at first base.
Konerko does have 1 steal on the season. He's also been caught 1 time.
This is line down the left field line, hooking foul back into the seats.
Before we get too far along, we should wish a happy birthday to our producer, Russ Ken, who's just north of 40 today.
Just north?
Just north.
Swing and a miss. Lillibridge with a big cut. Tim Wakefield picks up his second strikeout. 2 down.
Here's the knuckler again from Wakefield. This one dipping. Down and in against Lillibridge.
Well, here is Omar Vizquel getting a start at third base. Part of the key matchup brought to you by your New England Acura dealers. .357 against Wakefield in his career. As he takes strike 1. .282 average this season for Vizquel. Limited time. 20th start and the 11th that has come at third base. He's made 6 at second and 3 at his customary shortstop spot. Hops up here as Lowry, battling the sun a little bit, is able to make the catch that ends the inning. Inning and a half done from the Fens. No score. various locations throughout the ballpark. Visit RedSox.com for tickets. Or remember, the Red Sox always provide fans the opportunity to purchase tickets every game day at Gate E Day of Game Ticket Window, which opens 90 minutes before every game. Come on down to the ticket window this week to get your tickets. Bottom of the second inning at a warm Fenway Park today. White Sox and Red Sox. And David Ortiz, Carl Crawford, and Judd Lowry coming up in the second. Ortiz makes his way to the plate. A .310 batting average, 12 homers, 27 runs batted in. White Sox infield headed into the shift here with the outfield set up straight away on Big Papi. Chairman Tom Werner enjoying the sunshine today here at Fenway Park. Red Sox trying to salvage this last game of the series. Ortiz fouls it off and evens the count at 1-1.
What a great day. This is Red Sox baseball in the afternoon. Take time out, have a little dinner, and then watch some hockey tonight. Got the whole package today.
And again on Saturday, with the Red Sox now playing a day game on Saturday. Preparation for Game 2, the Stanley Cup Final. 1-1 misses. And it's 2-1 to David Ortiz. David gets jammed and flips it up foul in behind the White Sox dugout. Not a play.
Even if that had stayed in the field of play, nobody would have been able to get to it. They're really in that full shift against David Ortiz. Omar Vizquel at his old position, shortstop.
Ortiz fouls it off again, and it hangs at 2-2. Carl Crawford waiting on deck. Red Sox batting in the second. Full count to Big Papi. Red Sox had 2 hits in the first off Floyd. Pedroia and Gonzalez was first and third with 1 out, but Youkilis grounded into the inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. Ortiz to left center, and this will get in. To the track of the wall. Big Papi heads for second base. Lillibridge throwing it to second, but nobody was there. And Ortiz is into second base. Lillibridge missing the cutoff man. It's going to be a double anyway, and Big Papi got the third hit of the day for the Red Sox.
Well, he is really zoned in right now. That breaking ball out over the plate, and Ortiz, instead of trying to pull it to the opposite field, left center field, it'll take his track all the way to the left field wall, and you can see nobody getting over to second base to cover the bag. They would not have got Ortiz anyway.
Safe at second, safe and secure. New York Life. Ortiz in scoring position at second base with a double as Carl Crawford takes ball 1. Crawford at .234, 4 homers and 21 runs batted in. He's 1 for 6 in the series against the White Sox so far. And he jumps back out of the way of a pitch down and in. Crawford is 2 for 8 against Floyd in his career, but both the hits are long balls. Beautifully lined and into right center, a base hit. Ortiz had to wait to make sure that it got through, and he takes third. Red Sox first and third again here in the second inning, this time with nobody out.
Yeah, the ball not hit high enough, so Big Papi had to kind of hang around second base to make sure that Beckham was not able to make a play on it, and then makes his way to third base. It sounded like it was toward the end of the bat for Kyle Crawford, but picks up the base hit, and once again, the Red Sox have it first and third.
'50th hit of the year for Carl Crawford, who's at first base. Jed Lowry at .306, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in, and batting out of the number 7 spot today. Foul ball off to the left, and that'll get back into the seats. David double to begin this inning. He's now at third base. Crawford singling out to left center. He's at first. Rough to third, a look to first, doesn't throw to either venue.
Crawford at first base, 7 steals on the season, but he has been caught 4 times.
In the air to right, Quinton on the move. It's back towards the corner and gets by and jumps up into the seats. It'll be a ground rule double. Ortiz will score and stop Crawford at third, and the Red Sox lead it 1-0.
Now that's actually a break for the White Sox, because if that ball stays in play, there's no question Kyle Crawford scores. And Jed Lowry probably ends up on third base. He gets a fastball middle of the plate, and he hooks it by Carlos Quinton out there in right field. One bounce into the stands.
You know, we're talking about Dustin Pedroia's June and how well he's done in the past. Well, Jed Lowry's never played in the majors in June due to injuries or not been called up at that point in his career. But this is his first June at bat. He's got a double to drive in a run.
I love June. June's my favorite month of the year.
Really?
Yeah, it really is. Seems like it's when the weather really turns. It's before it gets really hot and humid. I just like June. Everything's green. Nobody really cares, but I just feel that.
It's a good month for you.
Yeah,
I care. Josh Reddick batting, 2 on, and the Red Sox trying to get to Gavin Floyd. So today, June 1st, you're really happy today.
I start to really feel good today. Yeah, for at least 1 month a year.
This is good. On the ground foul towards the tarp area. The Red Sox have not had much success against Gavin Floyd in the past, but right now they've got 5 hits already in the game as they bat in the second inning. And the ground foul outside of first. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. Runners at second and third, a run in. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Lifted foul off to the left. And out of play, hanging tough. And Reddick getting a chance to start today. Sit in each of his last 3 games that he has played in. And gone 5 for 9. Started in right field on Thursday and Friday night in Detroit after being called up prior to Thursday's game from the Paw Sox. Little inside out swing, and it is foul down the third baseline and off the fan.
Now Reddick spoiled a pretty good pitch there, a fastball on the inside corner, and he was able to fight it off into foul territory. There's that fastball inside, probably a strike, but not a good pitch to hit.
So a hook foul got somebody at the end of the dugout. Lester diving back out of the way. It is. On the backside.
That's at least that's the good side. If you're going to get hit.
He's ready now with glove in hand. Outside, and it's 2-2. It's amazing how much more patient these days are for Josh Reddick, who in the past very aggressive, but he's about to look at his 9th pitch. Something that is not lost on Terry Francona, Red Sox coaching staff, who saw him and how aggressive he was the first couple of times he came up. May have gone. They check. No. This is Bill Welke, third base umpire, and it's a full count. More pitches for Josh Reddick.
Tries to put him away on a curveball. What a nice play by Ramon Castro, the catcher. Saved the run.
Gavin Floyd, who threw 9 pitches in the first inning, has thrown 9 pitches alone to Josh Reddick in this at bat. Floyd wins the battle, though, as Reddick strikes out for the first out of the second inning.
Looks like that might have been a slider down and in at Josh Reddick. That's usually a pretty good pitch for a left-handed to hit, but that time no contact by Reddick. And now second and third with 1 out.
Jared Saltalamacchia batting out of the number 9 spot at 218. 4 homers and 15 runs batted in. And the recipient of ball 1 from Gavin Floyd. Into center field, a base hit. Crawford from third scores. Here comes Lowry, and the Red Sox lead it 3-0.
Now Saltalamacchia picks up his 16th and 17th RBI of the season. Like it might have been a changeup again that stayed up in the zone for Gavin Floyd, and Saltalamacchia all over it. Hits it hard to the right of Gordon Beckham. And the Red Sox in this series, who have fallen behind in games, finally have a lead.
Well, the Red Sox this season, when Saltalamacchia drives in a run, 9-2. And Saltalamacchia is driven in a pair here from his number 9 spot in the order.
This should basically call the game off.
Think it's over?
It's over.
On the ground, right side into right field, a base hit for Ellsbury. Saltalamacchia stops at second. Throw will come in that direction. But it's a hit for Ellsbury, and the Red Sox are hitting around Floyd right now. Has not been a mystery to this point. Juan Nieves, the acting pitching coach at the moment, with Don Cooper away, family business, and not a good start here for Floyd.
Breaking ball again, a slider that stays down in the zone, and the ground ball base hit by Jacoby Ellsbury. Saltalamacchia was thinking about third base, but very wisely held up at second.
Red Sox baseball in NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. For Floyd, getting ahead has been a problem in this game. Not in the first inning. He first pitch strikes to 3 of the first 4 batters he faced, but since he is 1 for 6, and it's not gone well here in the second inning. It's a 3-0 Red Sox lead as Pedroia takes ball one. Dustin singling in the first inning, and Red Sox now have collected 7 hits for an inning and a third against Gavin Floyd. In the air, struck well to center, but plenty of room for Lillibridge as he ducks back to the track to make the catch. Tagging and moving to third is Saltalamacchia with now 2 down in the inning.
That ball really carried a long way, all the way back to the warning track off the bat of Dustin Pedroia. Hit well again, but to a very deep part of the ballpark. See at the end how Lillibridge had to kind of hustle to get back to that. That got caught up in the breeze and it pushed it back a little bit deeper.
Eighth member of the Red Sox to bat here in the second inning is Adrian Gonzalez. He singled to center field in the first. Floyd behind again. First pitch strikes to 1 of 8 in the second inning. A bluff and a look, and he almost caught Ellsbury going in the wrong direction, but no throw. Day games have not been great for Gavin Floyd. He's 1-5 with a 5.29 ERA during the day. 4-0 at night in 5 starts. Ellsbury 19 out of 25 in thefts, and is at first here with 2 down in the second. There he goes, and this is off Gavin Floyd. Kicks to third. Vizquel's got time to make a play, and he does. Floyd appears to be okay as it goes 1-5 to 3 on the out. Red Sox able to score 3 times in the inning and take a 3-0 lead. Park brick that becomes part of Red Sox history. Your unique message will be engraved onto a brick placed inside the ballpark concourses at Gate B or Gate C. You'll also receive a free replica of the brick with a custom case to proudly display in his home or office. Bricks are available in limited quantities, so visit redsox.com/bricks to get your brick today. 3-0. Red Sox on top of the White Sox, top half of the third inning. Lead for Tim Wakefield as he deals with Ramon Castro. Makes his first appearance of the series for the White Sox. Does the catching today. A.J. Pierzynski started the first 2 games, but It's Castro who starts the day game. Hitting at 227. Followed by Beckham and Pierre. Tim Wakefield, 2 strikeouts through the first 2 innings, has given up only 1 hit. And a swing and a miss. Tim Wakefield picks up his 3rd K of the day. Let's check in with Heidi.
Don, Daisuke Matsuzaka was examined by Dr. Yoakum in Southern California, and the findings were similar with what the Red Sox team doctor had found, a strained ulnar collateral ligament. Matsuzaka will fly back to Boston tonight, and the team will meet tomorrow to discuss the next steps.
Diagnostically, everything is kind of the same. I think we have to, again, we got to figure out how to best go about this. Certainly, again, the player or the pitcher has to have some opinion too, but you're always going to, I think, go about it non-operatively first. That just seems like it makes sense to me.
As of now, Matsuzaka is still completely shut down from any throwing. He will return to Boston tonight, hopefully tomorrow map out where to go from here. As Tito said, they don't think surgery is necessary at this point. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Certainly, operation is something you want to stay away from if it can be rehab.
As long as possible, but it still sounds like it's going to be a very long time for Daisuke Matsuzaka.
In his absence and in John Lackey's absence, Fredo Cevis and Tim Wakefield done a very good job. As Cevis was knocked around for the first time last night by this White Sox team, and so far so good today for Tim Wakefield. Second time through the order now for Wakefield. Juan Pierre flied out to center field in the first. And taps it foul.
Juan Pierre playing some games with Kevin Youkilis down at first base. He's faking bunts. He's squaring the bunt, then swinging away. Now with 2 strikes, Youkilis can move back.
Month of May for Pierre is a tough guy to strike out. He struck out 3 times. He struck out 3 times in this series. As he grounds one out to Pedroia at second base. On first, Tim Wakefield enjoys a 1-2-3 third. We are through 2.5, and the Red Sox on top 3-0. Any time of day or night, flip your radio on to WEI Sports Radio Network. It's the home for Dennis and Callahan. Heard every weekday morning at 6, and also seen right here on NESN. Welcome to your first game. Teacher won't know a thing. It's just between You and me and Jerry.
Yeah, millions of folks watching at home.
That's Kevin Youkilis. Gets it started here in the home half of the third inning. Youkilis was fortunate bouncing into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning.
One way to stay out of trouble with that is just write a paper about your day. That's all.
Pictures, make a little journal.
Yeah.
Youkilis to left, but right at Pierre on the sinking liner that he makes the grab on for the first out of the bottom of the third. David Ortiz coming up. David doubled and scored. He got it all started. The second inning that saw the Red Sox score 3 times. Now he hits one to right. Quinton coming in to make the catch. The second out of the third inning. I want to remind you to tune in on to NESN each game night. Midnight for the Sox. The latest matchup replayed in a convenient 2-hour format on Sox in 2, presented by Ace Tickets. Great seats at great prices. 2 down, 4 in a row. Retired by Floyd. As Carl Crawford takes strike 1. Crawford singled in the second, came around to score the second Red Sox run. Floyd has not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. It has 2 outs here in the third inning as he tries to settle down after a rough start. Red Sox with 7 hits and 3 runs against him in the first 2 innings. Crawford barely eluding that pitch and twisting out of the box.
Crawford starts with that wide open stance, but then he closes it up, and that ball just missed getting a piece of Kyle Crawford.
Popped up third base way. Omar Vizquel is there, and on 7 pitches, Gavin Floyd is a 1-2-3 inning. It's 3-0 Red Sox at the end of 3. To your home every day. Sign up now for convenient Boston Globe home delivery at bostonglobe.com/sports. Tim Wakefield has given up just 1 base hit through the first 3 innings. Single for Konerko in the second. Got a 1-2-3 first, a 1-2-3 third, and it is on to inning number 4 with the Red Sox on top 3-0. Alexei Ramirez leading it off. And lining one towards left center field. This will get down. Crawford cuts it off quickly in the backhand, and he'll hold Ramirez to just a single. Nicely done by Carl Crawford, getting over there in a hurry.
Alexi Ramirez has really had a great series here against the Red Sox, and you're right, Don. A very good play out there by Carl Crawford, showing his speed, getting to the gap, cutting the ball off, and holding this to a single. Most left fielders, that ball would be by them, and it would be a certain double for Ramirez.
It's been quite a series for Alexei Ramirez, who's on to begin things in the 4th inning. Carlos Quentin, a strikeout victim in the 1st, as Wakefield tries to keep Ramirez close at first base.
2 steals, caught twice.
Swing and a miss, but it gets away from Saltalamacchia, so Ramirez will move up to second base.
Knuckleball right off the top of that first baseman's mitt that Saltalamacchia uses to catch Wakefield.
It is a pass ball charged to Saltalamacchia. Quentin leads the American League in road home runs. He's got 11. 33 RBIs on the road. Only 2 homers at home this year. The swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Remember a couple of years back, Don, he was having an MVP type season. Then he had an injury toward the end of the year that kept him on the shelf for a long time.
Wakefield bluffing off the backside. Ramirez having to dart back to the bag. Popped up right side of the infield. Adrian Gonzalez makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Let's check in with Heidi.
Well, Don, you know the saying, you are what you eat. Well, nutrition does play a vital role in staying healthy. And for today's healthy tip, brought to you by Tufts Health Plan, Red Sox strength and conditioning coach David Page talks about what you put on your plate.
Food gives you 3 different things. It provides energy for your body, it allows you to rebuild tissue, and it keeps you healthy. So every time you put a plate of food together, you have certain things from all those areas in every meal that really kind of completes what you need to do to take care of your body and refuel it.
Today's healthy tip is brought to you by Tufts Health Plan. No one does more to keep you healthy. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Jerry, I just had some Doritos a couple of minutes ago.
And you should be good and healthy.
Okay. Heidi just said you are what you eat, which has me a little alarmed.
Other things come to mind, too, but...
One out. Ramirez is at second base. And Paul Konerko has one of the hits off Tim Wakefield today. He's only given up 2. The single by Konerko and a single to begin this inning by Alexei Ramirez.
Where'd you get the Dorito?
I had it in my bag, left over from last trip.
You're kidding me. You stashed some Doritos in your bag?
You never know when you're going to be hungry. Lunch didn't really do it.
Oh, man.
So, it's good, though.
And it's still fresh?
Feel terrific. This is in, and it will hit Konerko. Gets away from Tim Wakefield, and Konerko headed down to first base. Second time he's been on.
Nowhere Konerko could go with this one as it gets it, looks like in the stomach area where Don just put that Dorito.
for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings, so the Red Sox get a save. CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. That is the first batter hit by Tim Wakefield this season. As Adam Dunn stands in, he has the opportunity to tie this game with one swing of the bat. 5 home runs on the year. Flied out to the right fielder Josh Reddick in the second inning. Ramirez at second base, Konerko at first base, 1 down. There's a strike, 2-1. Adam Dunn is 6 for his last 53. Only his 6th start this year at first base. 43 is the DH. And it's even at 2-2. He's hit at least 38 home runs in 7 straight seasons. Swing and a miss. Wakefield gets him. 4th strikeout for Tim Wakefield. 2 down.
A great tip on that knuckleball from Wakefield. It started out about belt high, and watch it bottom fall out of this. Ends up about ankle high.
So 2 down, 1st and 2nd. Brent Lillibridge struck out his first time up. Konerko at first, Ramirez at second, 2 down. And that one will drop in there for a strike, 1-1. Coming into today's outing, 2-1 so far in the season. Wins against the Cubs and last time out against the Tigers. On the ground, foul. 44 years old, 303 days. Right now, the major's oldest active player. In the air, down the left field line. This one will straighten out and hit right at the top of the wall. Scoring from second is Ramirez. It is an RBI double for Brent Lillibridge. It almost got out of here. But a run in now for the White Sox, and it is 3-1.
Yeah, when it left the bat, it looked like it might have had a chance on that left field line, but right at the top of the wall. Knuckleball that stays inside. The hands come inside the baseball, the barrel of the bat out. And right on top of that left field wall, the ball bounces over the head of Kyle Crawford, but only 1 run scores.
Well, 5-game hitting streak for Lillibridge, getting a chance to play a little bit more often now for Ozzie Guillen, and that's why. There's a pitch in there for a strike to Omar Vizquel. Popped out to the shortstop Jed Lowry in the second. Number foul. Battle of 44-year-olds here going head to head. Omar Vizquel and Tim Wakefield. Grounded softly towards third. Youkilis has got it. The throw sidearmed and in time to end the inning. Wakefield gets up 1 run in the 4th. It's 3-1 Red Sox after 3.5. Tonight, following Bruins coverage, join Jay McCarthy for Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Catherine Gordon-Berry will have complete analysis of tonight's Stanley Cup Final Game 1 showdown between the Bruins and Canucks. Malco and Brick will have the latest from Vancouver, including full locker room reaction. Plus, they'll take a look ahead to Game 2. All this and much more on Nesson Daily tonight, following Bruins coverage, only on Nesson. Brent Lillibridge has driven in the White Sox run in the top half of this inning. It's on to the bottom of the 4th, and Jed Lowry, who doubled in the 2nd inning to drive in a run, his 22nd RBI of the year. Gavin Floyd has tired 5 batters in a row as Lowry lifts a fly ball to left for Juan Pierre for out number 1. Well, it's time now for today's AT&T trivia question. What is David Ortiz's highest home run total for a single month? I'll have the answer for you a little bit later. David coming off a fabulous May. He had 10 home runs. So 1 out for Josh Reddick. A lengthy at bat ended up striking out. The only K that Gavin Floyd has posted to this point. 5 for 10 since being recalled from Pawtucket. And a 10-pitch first at bat. Ahead here 2-0. It's jammed right in off the thumbs and grounds one to second. Beckham throws him out, 2 down. Seven in a row retired by Floyd, and here comes Jared Saltalamacchia. He singled to center field in the 2nd to drive in 2. Able to score Crawford and Lowry. All part of a 3-run 2nd inning for Boston off Gavin Floyd, who has kind of settled in now, retiring the last 7 in a row and missing for ball 1. He wanted it. In the air to left field, Juan Pierre backpedals onto the warning track to make the catch that ends the inning. It's an 8-pitch inning for Gavin Floyd. We played 4. It's 3-1 Red Sox. To help local families by donating $1,000 for every home run Adrian hits this season to select Habitat for Humanity affiliates in eastern Massachusetts. And lots of sunshine so far here today at Fenway Park. It's into the 5th inning we go. It's 3-1 Red Sox on top of the White Sox. So Wakefield, his 57th pitch of the day, dealing with Ramon Castro, catcher for the White Sox, who struck out in the 3rd inning. Wakefield with 4 Ks on the day. He's got 1 in each inning so far, as he starts this 5th. And falls behind Castro 3-0. Until that time going to the fastball and missed. There's another, and this one's in there for strike. 3-1. Inside, ball 4. Well, last night, Heidi Watney had a chance to head to Yawkey Way to test out some more food.
Don, we're out on Yawkey Way, and tonight we're going to try the hot beef sandwich with gravy and fries, and I am going to try to make it. So here we go. We've got some oil.
A little bit of oil down on the flat top.
All right.
And it's right off here. Put your beef on there.
Beef on the oil.
Yep. Spread it out a little bit.
Spread it out. Okay. Here is my sandwich.
You're going to go to the plate.
Oh. To the plate.
Can I touch your sandwich?
Yes, you can touch my sandwich.
Okay.
And then add some gravy, add some fries. I'm going to try it. We're going to send some up to you and Jerry to try as well. Thanks, Don.
All right, Heidi. Well, we did try some last night. It was very good.
Yeah, it comes up, in sandwich form with some kind of gravy on it, and also French fries
In the gravy.
in the gravy.
The au jus.
Was it au jus
Au
sauce?
jus was, yes. All of the roast beef was very nice.
Very good.
See, this is the au jus. It's
There it
over
is.
the top.
Yeah, it's a little bit messy. I make
Yes.
sure you don't care about the clothing when you eat it. Just
Tough to eat in between the 3rd and 4th innings, which we did, but able to handle it. Gordon Beckham will foul this off to the right and out of play. Beckham grounded out to third baseman Kevin Youkilis in the 3rd inning. Lifts it in the air down the right field line. Reddick was deep, and he comes running in. It will land, but it'll go off Pedroia, and it's a fair ball. Pedroia hit it in fair ground, and reaching second base is Castro. He's watching Reddick come all the way in, but it's Pedroia who has the best chance, and he can't catch it. It's fair ball.
A tough chance for everybody right there. There's no way Reddick could get to it, and barely could Pedroia get to that. You can see him going out toward the line. It is in fair territory. Bounces off the glove, and that is a fair ball. You'll see it clearly right here. And he's really the only guy that had a chance at that, and that is not an easy chance by any means.
Two on, nobody out. And Juan Pierre, 0 for 2, is flied out to center field, grounded out to second base. Pierre shows bunt, pulls it back, takes ball 1.
White Sox do sacrifice quite a bit. They're second in the league to the Detroit Tigers in sacrifice bunts.
In there for strike, and it's 1-1. Pierre has 9 sacrifices himself this year. Swings away and grounds it foul. Down to the count 1-2. The 9 sacrifices for Pierre. Leads the team far and away. Beckham is second with 3, but now Pierre's got 2 strikes on him. 70th pitch for Wakefield. And it's on the ground to short. Lowry to second base for 1. On to first with Pierre running. It's off the glove of Gonzalez. And Pierre will reach. As Castro takes third, they do get Beckham.
Looked like they were going to get it there in time to get the speedy Pierre. This the underhand flip. The throw's going to be up the line a little bit to the outfield side of first base. And you'll see Gonzalez can't quite pick it out of the dirt. Well, there's no slide at second base there at all by Beckham. And that might have caused a bad throw by Dustin Pedroia.
So first and third now, 1 out. And Alexei Ramirez has already got a base hit off Tim Wakefield today, in on the right side. Not a great percentage for Pierre at all. Guy led the majors with 68 stolen bases a year ago. Not running as it's fouled off. Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. Castro at third, Pierre at first. Looked at third, a look to first, doesn't throw to either location. Showed you the numbers for Pierre. Stolen bases, the 8 caught stealings, leads the majors. There he goes. They pitch out, and they got him in a rundown. Stopped halfway. Keep an eye on that runner at third as they do not get Pierre, and he takes second. Pedroia is fired up. He thought he got him on the way by, and this will bring Francona out. Gonzalez just wants him to check with Mike Estabrook. First base umpire may have got a better look.
Well, look from up here like Pedroia got him. Which we're a long way away from that play. Here's the rundown. Pierre recognizes the pitch out. The throw back to Pedroia. Does he get him on the backside? He's by him. From that angle, it looked like he did tag him. And also from that angle.
So it works out to be a stolen base in the end. You see where Marty Foster, second base umpire, is for this call. He's kind of blocked.
Yeah, and even Pierre seemed a little bit surprised that they called him safe on that.
I think Pedroia and Terry Francona trying to get him to check with somebody else, see if they got a better look. He does not. And it's a stolen base for Pierre. And now a ground ball to deep short. Lowry will go the long distance throw with a nice play for the out. But in from third is Castro, and it's a one-run game. Pierre remains at second base. Nice play by Lowry.
Big long throw here from Jed Lowry as he goes to his right to the outfield grass. The jump throw to first base to get Ramirez. But Ramirez does his job, gets a run home.
So Pierre at second, and Carlos Quentin standing in 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, popped out to the first baseman Gonzalez in the fourth. In there for strike one. Popped up, foul ground. Saltalamacchia coming back, and he dives, but can't make the catch. Went hard into the short fencing.
It's like Salty started in the wrong direction. Watch him go to his right first. He can't find it. And then once he does, he has to retrack all the way back, and the ball bounces as he gets in close to that fence.
Wakefield trying to get out of this inning without any further damage and keep this a one-run lead. Bluff sending Pierre back to the bag at second. Certainly a base hit would score Pierre with his kind of speed. Pierre takes off at third. This is down the line into the corner. Pierre will just keep on going to the plate, and this game will be tied. As to second base goes Carlos Quentin with an RBI double, and the game tied 3-3.
Now, Carlos Quentin came into the game 4 for 9 against Wakefield, and now 1 for 3 today as he takes this knuckleball down, a low one, but he takes it right down that third base line, right past the dive of Kevin Youkilis. Pierre, who was off with a pitch, will have no problem scoring. That play at second base, that call at second base really hurt.
Quentin is at second base now. Paul Konerko has a chance, and he's been on twice against Tim Wakefield. A single, and he's been hit by a pitch. This one flutters inside for ball one. Here's the play again.
You know, and even on replay, I mean, it really is tough to call. It looked to me like he did get the back of the uniform of Juan Pierre.
Next batter was Alexei Ramirez, who grounded out to short, would have ended the inning. But instead, the inning continues, and that would have been with no runs allowed. But instead, a run came in on that ground out, and then the double by Quentin, which ties the game. So a run in the fourth inning for the White Sox, 2 so far here in the fifth. This will be pitch number 80 for Tim Wakefield. Fly ball to right as Reddick out there battled the sun a bit, but he'll pull it in to end things here in the fifth. But the White Sox have tied the game 3-3. Eastern Bank, commitment, compassion, and love of the game. These are just some of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com.
Nice to see Bobby Orr changing the numbers on the scoreboard this afternoon.
In his preparation for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, helping out here at the ballpark today. As we head to the last of the 5th inning. New game now. White Sox have tied the game 3-3. Gavin Floyd, who, despite giving up those 3 runs in the second, has pitched very well since. In fact, he's retired the last 8 Red Sox he has faced. And starts off ahead of Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury grounding out in the first. He singled in the second. Fouled into the seats. Look at the breakdown for Floyd. Second inning where he gave up 3 runs, a 30-pitch inning. Otherwise, he's made pretty quick work of the Red Sox in the other innings. It'll be Ellsbury, Pedroia, and then Gonzalez right now is in the hole. Check swing foul. Ellsbury last night was 0 for 3, snapped the 6-game hitting streak. He started a new one today, though, with base hit in the second inning. Now 2 for 9 in the series. Fly ball center field. Brent Lillibridge backpedaling almost to the track and onto the base of it to make the catch. Well, tonight in Vancouver, the final leg of the Bruins' quest for the Cup begins, and Nesson is all over it. Join Catherine, Brick, Nautko, Barry, and Gord for a special 90-minute episode of Bruins Face Off Live, presented by Hess at 6:30, and then the return of Bruins Overtime Live after the final buzzer. Get more coverage and join the conversation at NESN.com/Bruins, New England's #1 hockey site. Nesson's coverage of the Bruins' quest for the Cup is presented by Miller Lite.
90 minutes, that's a lot of coverage.
This is a ground ball to short right at Ramirez. And Pedroia retired for the second out of the 5th. Pedroia's been very aggressive today. 3 at bats. He's only seen 4 pitches. 1 for 3 on the day. Ten in a row retired by Floyd as Adrian Gonzalez gets ready to bat for the 3rd time today. Adrian with a single to center in the first. Grounded out in the second inning. A ball that kicked off Floyd to third base. And Omar Vizquel threw it across in time to get Adrian Gonzalez. It's time now for the answer to today's AT&T trivia question. What is David Ortiz's highest home run total for a single month? He had 10 in May, but the number is 14. Wow, July of 2006. It's tied for the Red Sox team record for homers in a month. Jackie Jensen also hit 14 home runs in the month of June of 1958. David Ortiz, who had 10 in May, 8th time he's had hit 10 or more in a month, and the 2nd consecutive year he's done it in the month of May. Of course, 06, the year he set the team record with 54 home runs. (3-1) to Adrian Gonzalez. He is in the air, foul. Euclid's hoping he gets a chance here in the fifth. There are 2 outs in the 5th inning. Swinging a foul off Castro.
Floyd coming right after Gonzalez on that 3-2 pitch with the fastball. Gonzalez fouling it off.
Try it again in the 3-2. Is up high, loses him, ball 4. So that breaks up a string of 10 in a row retired by Floyd. First walk that he's allowed. It's time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Clay Buchholz takes him out on Friday as the Athletics come to Fenway for weekend series. Buchholz picked up his first win of the season April 20th in Oakland, allowing just 1 run on 6 hits through 5 1/3 innings of work. Buchholz will be opposed by A's lefty Josh Outman, who's 1-0 with a 2.08 ERA in 2 starts. Our live coverage begins Friday at 5:30 right here on NESN. Kevin Youkilis takes strike 1. He's grounded into a double play and lined out to left. Pitch number 70 for Gavin Floyd. And it's ground ball by him towards second. Beckham's got it. Throws out Youkilis, and the Red Sox are gone in the 5th through 5, tied at 3.
Insurance is not just how you covered, it's how you treated. And 4 strikeouts this afternoon for Wakefield. A knuckleball to Quinton, the same to Lillibridge, the same to Castro, and the same to Dunn. All 4 strikeouts coming on the knuckler from Wakefield.
Wakefield ready for inning number 6 in this 3-3 game now from Fenway. Adam Dunn leading it off. Dunn is 0 for 2 against Wakefield so far, as he takes ball 1 inside. Dunn fly to right in the 2nd. He struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Hits it in the air to right center field, and Ellsbury calling and moving over to right center to make the catch. I want to remind you to follow the Red Sox with MLB.com @bat11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @bat to 31826 or visit redsox.com for details. There's action behind Tim Wakefield as Matt Albers is warming here in the 6th inning with 1 out. Wakefield at 82 pitches. It's in there for strike 1 to Brent Lillibridge. Lillibridge had an RBI double in his last at bat to get the White Sox on the board. And hits one high and deep to left, down the line. Stays fair, it's gone at his back, and it is gone. Brett Lillibridge hits his 6th home run of the year, and the White Sox take a 4-3 lead.
Well, Brett Lillibridge had never faced Tim Wakefield till this afternoon. He struck him out in the first at bat, but since then, a double, a drive, and a run, and now the home run.
That's 6 home runs now and 63 at bats for Lillibridge, who's getting a chance to play on a more regular basis now for Ozzie Guillen. Continues to do that, and he'll be in a lot more games. This is ripped down the left field line. Crawford goes back to play it off the wall as Vizquel to second base will get there standing with a 1-out double. The White Sox have come out swinging here in the 6th inning.
Omar Vizquel, a switch hitter, electing to hit right-handed against Wakefield. Rifles one down that left field line. 5th double of the season for Vizquel.
Matt Albers no longer alone. Rich Hill has joined him in the pen. Pitching line for Tim Wakefield brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs. He's walked a batter, 4 strikeouts, and this has happened over the last couple of innings. He had 3 shutout innings. First time through the order, had given up just 1 hit, but run in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 here in the 6th so far, and it's 4-3 Chicago. Here's Ramon Castro. Castro struck out in the 3rd inning, walked and scored in the 5th. In there for strike 1. Strike 2, 1-2. Dunn flies out to begin the inning. Brent Lillibridge homers, put Chicago on top 4-3, and Omar Vizquel the double quickly down the left field line. He's in scoring position now with 1 out in the inning and a 1-2 coming to Castro. Down and away, 2-2. Pitch 90 is sent foul. Previous high for Wakefield had been 84 pitches. He's at 90 right now. There's a fly ball to left field that Carl Crawford comes in on. Now goes back a step or 2. Carried a little better than he envisioned, and there's 2 down in the inning. That'll take us to Gordon Beckham batting out of the number 9 spot. Heard Young on the phone back there. Check on Albers and Rich Hill. So Wakefield prepares for Beckham, who is grounded out and singled in the game, 1 for 2. Ball and a strike now to Beckham. Well, these White Sox have been a problem for the Red Sox in this series. They take the first 2 games of the series, 7-3 and 10-7. Now on top after trailing 3-0. 4-3, looking for more. Beckham will foul it off. It's 1-2.
Yeah, we hear what disarray they're in coming into town, and all of a sudden they look like the best team in baseball against the Red Sox.
Beckham with a swing and a foul. He got a piece.
Right off the shoulder of Salt Lamacchia. Left shoulder, fortunately not the throwing shoulder for Salty.
Beckham staying alive, fouling it off again. Juan Pierre waiting on deck. White Sox batting here in the top of the 6th inning. In the air to center field, falling fast. Ellsbury on the run, will dive forward and make the catch. Well, a run in the inning on the home run by Brent Lillibridge. It's 4-3 Chicago. A nifty grab from Jacoby Ellsbury. Waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. Welcome to your first game.
A lot of Nesson on that sign.
There is a lot of Nesson all the way around that sign. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. David Ortiz, Carl Crawford, and Jed Lowry.
Let's hope the Red Sox can pull out a win for you in your first game.
David is doubled and fly to right, 1 for 2 as he takes ball 1. White Sox into the full shift with Beckham in short right. Ortiz cranks it foul down by the tarp out ahead. There is the shift that includes Ramirez also on the outfield grass. Shortstop for the White Sox and only Omar Vizquel, the left side of the White Sox infield. David has now hit safely in 12 of his last 14 games. Time called. 2-2 to David Ortiz. Gavin Floyd has retired 11 of the last 12 batters he has faced in the game. Got out of a first and third 1-out jam in the first inning. Getting Euclid to ground with a double play, and then his trouble inning was the second inning. He gave up 3 runs, but since then he's been very good. His team now has the lead as this one is grounded foul. Carl Crawford waits on deck, then Jed Lowry here in the Red Sox 6th inning. In the air to left. Juan Pierre going back at the wall. It's gone into the monster seats. Big Poppy with an opposite field shot to tie the game. His 13th of the year. Game tied 4-4.
Well, for David Ortiz, there's that opposite field swing again, which has been just about perfect. Fastball, middle of the plate, again to the opposite field. And this time up above the wall, into the monster seats.
Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson. During the 2011 Red Sox season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express, committed to helping the cause. David Ortiz with 3 home runs in his last 5 games. And a shot here that ties this game 4-4. 25th career home run against the Chicago White Sox. And that's in there for strike 1 to Carl Crawford.
Now, what does this game come to? The guy's talking on the phone and he gets a souvenir.
No reason to stop your conversations because the baseball's coming.
Well, it just came to me. I got it on one hop. I got it in my hand here. No problem. How are you doing, dear?
This is on the ground to short. Ramirez has got it. Crawford retired for the first out of the 6th inning. It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway Park, where the game is now tied 4-4, thanks to a leadoff home run by David Ortiz in the 6th. Now Jed Lowry takes a pitch inside. Lowry with a double in the 2nd, flied out to left in the 4th. Now hits a fly ball to short right. Quinton was deep. It comes in and over now to retrieve out number 2. I want to remind you to tune in to Nesson each game night at midnight for the Sox latest matchup replayed in a convenient 2-hour format on Sox in 2. Presented by Ace Tickets. Great seats at great prices. 2 outs in the 6th inning for Josh Reddick. 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. Grounded out to second base in the 4th and takes strike 1. Quickly down 0-2. Tim Wakefield likely done after 98 pitches today in 6 innings. Matt Albers getting ready for the 7th. ball to left field. Juan Pierre drifting back to the warning track, makes the catch right in front of the wall. That ends the inning, but David Ortiz hits a solo home run and ties the game 4-4.
Visited will take the stage live at MGM Grand Theater in MGM Grand at Foxwoods. Get your tickets now at foxwoods.com.
4-4 ball game as we head to the top half of the 7th inning back at Fenway Park. It'll be the top of the order to face the new Red Sox pitcher as this call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers, and the new Red Sox pitcher is Matt Albers. His 16th appearance of the year, 1-2 with a 3.54 earned run average, 21 strikeouts in 20 1/3 innings. So I got to be honest, Matt Albers has been a bit of a surprise for me. We saw him with the Orioles come out of the pen in a lot of games that were over for the Orioles, and he pitched multiple innings. I'm not really sure what to expect from him from this year, but he's certainly been one of the bright spots of the bullpen.
He certainly has, and he's a guy that has the ability to give you a couple of innings if you need it. I think the surprising thing in the strikeout numbers, as you mentioned, Don, we always think of him as a sinker ball, ground ball type pitcher. But he has become a go-to guy for Terry Francona late in close games.
Well, the numbers for Tim Wakefield, who goes the first 6 innings today: 7 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 4 Ks. Season high 98 pitches thrown by Wakefield, who had a 3-0 advantage in this game. The White Sox get a run in the 4th, a run in the 2 runs in the 5th, and a run in the 6th, which at the time put Chicago on top 4-3. But David Ortiz ties the game with a home run, and it's 4-4 here in the 7th.
And one of the key plays in the game, of course, earlier, was there a tag or was there not a tag by Dustin Pedroia? It's so tough to tell, even on replay. I thought he got his back, but we're a long way away from the play.
No real definitive look. I mean, you don't get a look where you actually see the
shirt move or
anything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same look, one of the looks anyway, of Marty Foster, who's kind of blocked by the plays. He's a little bit further up the second base line, and he's the umpire that made the call. The only thing you may have liked in that situation was for him to check with one of the other umpires, although the argument is he's the closest. This is to first, and Gonzalez will take it to the bag for out number 1. So one down, and Alexei Ramirez coming up to face Matt Albers.
Juan Pierre, a good guy to keep off the bases with a tie score late in the game.
Alexei Ramirez singled in the fourth, a 1-for-3 day with an RBI. Grounded by the dive of Youkilis at third into left. Ramirez has got his second hit. And on here with one out in the inning.
He has really been a pain in the neck for the Red Sox in this series. Hits on top of the sinking fastball, gets it by Kevin Youkilis at third base. 2 for 4 afternoon right now for Alexei Ramirez.
Five multi-hit games in the last 7 games for Ramirez, who has got multi-hits in each of the 3 games of this series against Boston. He's at first with a good-sized lead. Carlos Quentin stands in and takes ball 1. More action behind Albers in the pen. Rich Hill has been joined by Daniel Bard. Low and away, gets away from Saltalamacchia, and Ramirez moves up to second base. The pass ball earlier was charged to Saltalamacchia. As this one he tries to close shut but gets away.
This one may go as a wild pitch on Matt Albers. We'll have to wait and see. Right off the tip of the glove of Saltalamacchia, who had to reach across the plate.
It is a wild pitch. It gets Ramirez to second base. Albers all of a sudden behind Quentin, 2-0. On the ground and by the dive of Youkilis at third base. To third goes Ramirez, and that's the second ball that's headed in that direction in this inning. Youkilis on the dive did kind of a strange plant. Kind of went in shoulder first and then went up in the air as Quentin gets that one into left field, and it's first and third with one out all of a sudden.
Well, this combination of Ramirez and Quentin have been a problem for the Red Sox. There's the dive. The ball's actually by Kevin Youkilis, and it looks like he hit his left shoulder pretty hard on that as he hits the ground.
Kurt Young, the pitching coach, out to talk it over. Youkilis appears to be all right in the end. With one out, a single for Ramirez, followed up by a single by Quentin. A wild pitch mixed in between, and it's first and third, one out. Chance for Paul Konerko, one of the last guys you want to face in this situation. He has been on base today twice, a single in the second, hit by a pitch in the fourth, flight out to right in the fifth. Smack dab right in the middle of this White Sox order in the cleanup spot. The chance to clean up. Takes ball 1 low and away.
Right now, Matt Albers would love to have that sinking ground ball right at one of the middle infielders.
With Ramirez at third, Quentin across the diamond at first, and one out. Almost hit Konerko. And it's 2-0, 94 and in.
Konerko almost hit for the second time in this game today. Hit back in the fourth inning.
Down the line at third, it's a fair ball. Kicks off the boxes as Ramirez will score. Crawford will run it down, but not before Quinton is at third base. And Paul Konerko drives in the go-ahead run for the White Sox on top 5-4.
Well, Konerko picks up his 42nd RBI of the season with that rocket down the third baseline. And that is going to be it for Matt Albers.
Terry Francona out to get him. Red Sox will make a change now, trailing 5-4. Presented by Uno's with TC, Peter, and Heidi at 6:30. Clay Buchholz takes the mound as the Red Sox welcome the Athletics to Fenway for a 3-game series. Plus, the Boston Globe's Michael Vega will have the latest news and notes from the Red Sox clubhouse. Our coverage begins Friday at 6, and it's only on NESN. Matt Albers leaves after third of an inning, giving up 3 hits and so far 1 run. On the hook as the White Sox have taken a 5-4 lead. The pitcher into the game is Rich Hill. Has been fabulous. 8 games. He hasn't given up a run in 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. The opponent's hitting at just 115. 14 career outings in Boston since making his Red Sox debut in August of last year. As it's Carlos Quinton at third, Konerko at first. And Dunn takes strike 1.
And Dunn did not like that call. He thought it was outside. See what the Amica pitch zone says.
This one is away, and it's 1-1. Inside 2-1. Well, Dunkin' Donuts is in its 13th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout. Special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Boston Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. All filled up out there today on this warm day at Fenway Park. Red Sox now trailing 5-4. As a pitch missing outside has Dunn ahead in the count, 3-1. And Rich Hill in a tough spot with Adam Dunn at the plate.
As so far, it's been all breaking balls from Rich Hill to Adam Dunn. It's like he's going to stay with it on the 3-1 count.
Done with a swing and a miss. Expecting something else. Full count.
Once again, the breaking ball. Dropping down to the side. And from inside corner to outside corner.
Not terribly good for Adam Dunn against Rich Hill in the past. And Hill hoping for more of that same kind of success right here. A full count. Fouled off. We'll do it again. 3-2. Adam Dunn kind of gives you that Jim Thome bat in the air thing before the pitcher deals. Stands up with that bat straight up in the air, kind of pointed out. Jim Thome did for a lot of years and continues to do. (3-2). Just missing, ball 4, and Hill loses him, and Hill may hurt himself. He's grabbing his elbow. That is not good. He went right to the elbow after that last pitch. Greg Barajas, the Red Sox trainer, quickly out of the dugout. And he felt something on that pitch.
Yeah, immediately. I mean, he went right to the elbow after making that pitch.
That is going to do it for Rich Hill.
Watch the reaction after making the pitch. Immediately he goes to that left elbow. And that does not look good.
So the clubhouse goes Rich Hill. Daniel Bard is making his way in from the pen as the Red Sox trail in this game 5-4. Powered by Eastern Bank. Awarded highest customer satisfaction in retail banking in the New England region 2 years in a row by J.D. Power and Associates. Find out more of what we're made of at easternbank.com. Well, Rich Hill leaving this game with an injury. 5-4 White Sox on top of the Red Sox. One out in the top of the 7th inning. It's a bases loaded situation for Chicago, and Daniel Bard is in the game. 26th appearance, 1-4 record with a 3.51 earned run average. Struck out 25 and 2/3 innings, and opponents hitting at just 200 against him. Brent Lillibridge, who's had a great game and series, takes strike one.
One more look at the injury to Rich Hill. As soon as he released the baseball, he reaches immediately for that left elbow. And Don, that does not look good
at all. And there for strike 2, 0-2. So the slider goes Bard. And Terry Francona getting an update from some of the pitchers who went down to the clubhouse to check on him, and Lester and Lackey. And more not good looks. Pitcher's 99 miles an hour. It's 1-2 to Brent Lillibridge. Swing and a miss. That one by him at 98, and he strikes him out number 2.
Soft stuff early on the sliders and then the fastball to put him away with the bases loaded.
So bases loaded, 2 down. And here is Omar Vizquel. A double his last time up. That was off Tim Wakefield in the 6th inning. Albers started this inning and is still responsible for 2 men on. Quinton at third and Konerko at second. Adam Dunn is at first base, the responsibility of Rich Hill. In our triple box, everybody's there for the White Sox. 1-0. Is chopped towards second base. Pedroia's got it. He'll flip to second, which will end the inning. Nice job by Bard. The White Sox get a run, lead at 5-4. 7th inning stretch from Fenway. Morning show. Dennis and Callahan. Tune in tomorrow morning at 6. You're the best sports talk in America with John Dennis and Jerry Callahan. It's weekday mornings at 6 on the WEEI Sports Radio Network and, of course, right here on NESN. 5-4 White Sox on top of the Red Sox. On to the bottom of the 7th inning. More Gavin Floyd. And why not? He has pitched pretty well here today. Has a lead once again. He given up 3 runs in the 2nd inning. Had a 4-3 lead that he did give back on a home run by David Ortiz to lead off the 6th. And it is a 5-4 lead now for the White Sox. And Chris Sale, we saw in last night's game, the tall lefty warming in the pen. Been a long wait for Gavin Floyd, 24 minutes. He takes the hill for Ozzie Guillen, trying to fire him up from the dugout. Saltalamacchia fouls it off, got a piece of Castro. Professional courtesy turned in here by Tim Teixeira to give Castro a little extra time. Popped up into shallow center. Lillibridge had started back. Now comes in and makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning.
Doing more on defense is brought to you by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot. And Jacoby Ellsbury back in the 6th inning, a diving play. They take away a base hit. Doing more on defense, the Home Depot.
One down in the 7th. Jacoby Ellsbury 1 for 3 today. Go along with that defense. Singled in the 2nd inning. There is strike one. Fouled off. Ellsbury down 0-2. Maybe the numbers off the top for Gavin Floyd against the Red Sox. He has not lost against Boston. This is his 7th career appearance, 4-0, 3.53, and here at Fenway, 2-0. This is high, and it is 1-2 to Ellsbury. He's trying to keep that perfect record intact. Slider that just misses outside. It's 2-2.
Yeah, tried to go back door on that breaking ball and just missed the outside corner. As a left-handed hitter, you quit on this pitch and just hope it doesn't pick up the corner.
Fouled off. Ellsbury protecting the plate, and it hangs at 2-2. The Yankees and Oakland A's are just underway in Oakland. They're playing day baseball on the West Coast. The Yankees with a 1-0 advantage in the first against the A's. Meanwhile, Texas has blanked Tampa Bay today 3-0. Popped up as Ellsbury gets jammed. It's Ramirez, the shortstop, in shallow center, 2 down. I want to remind you immediately following the game to stay with us for WB Mason Extra Innings Live with TC, Peter, and Heidi. A breakdown of Tim Wakefield's outing, including his take on today's performance. Also have the manager's perspective in the From the Press Room segment. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason Extra Innings Live. 2 outs for Dustin Pedroia, who takes strike one. Dustin 1 for 3 today and single to center field back in the first inning. To left and in for a base hit. Pedroia is on with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And sets up an opportunity for Adrian Gonzalez, and here comes Ozzie Guillen with Chris Sale ready to go in the bullpen. Trying to get Gavin Floyd through the 7th. But Floyd with 2 outs gives up a base hit to Pedroia in this 1-run game. Pitching change from Fenway. Aaron Saltalamacchia able to single in the second to drive in a pair of runs to put the Red Sox on top 3-0 at the end of 2 innings. They come back and tie it 3-3 to the White Sox, and then it is Brent Lillibridge who puts the White Sox on top 4-3 with a home run in the 6th inning, his 6th home run of the year. David Ortiz would answer, though, in the 6th off Gavin Floyd, his 13th home run of the year. And the Red Sox at the time had tied the game 4-4. White Sox push across a run in the top half of this inning in the 7th. Paul Konerko on an RBI single, and it's 5-4 Chicago. Gavin Floyd leaves after 6 2/3 with a lead. He is responsible for Dustin Pedroia at first base. Chris Sale comes into the game to face Adrian Gonzalez. 21st appearance for Sale. He's 2-0 with a 5.31 earned run average. He has 23 Ks and 20 in the 3rd innings, also 11 walks. And opponent's hitting at 265 against Sale. He pitched here last night going 2 innings. Check that. He went the 3rd of an inning, giving it no hits, no runs, and struck out a batter. Two outs, Pedroia at first base. Gonzalez standing in. Swings at the first pitch and lifts a fly ball out to right center. Lillibridge is there, and Sale on one pitch gets the deal done. We have played 7. It's 5-4 White Sox. TC, Peter, and Heidi get the final word from Fenway and a preview of this weekend series against the Athletics, plus all the highlights from around the majors. It's coming up right after the game. It's only on NESN. 5-4. The White Sox on top of the Red Sox. We play along here to the top of the 8th inning. And leading it off for the White Sox is Ramon Castro, the swing and a miss.
98 on that fastball from Daniel Bard.
Castro struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, flied out to left in the 6th inning. By him, 1 down in the 8th.
Until you prove you can hit it, you might as well keep throwing it, and he did. Fastball after fastball, puts him away on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Second strikeout for Bard since coming in. He finished the 7th. He starts the 8th with a K, and here's Gordon Beckham. Got a single back in the 5th, a 1-for-3 day. Slider has him ducking out of the way there, 1-0. in there for strike 1-1. Back-to-back sliders from Bard. Keeps throwing them, and there's strike 2, 1-2.
Looks like Beckham keeps waiting for the fastball and refuses to give him one, does Bard. All breaking balls to this point. That'll change right here.
There it is, a late swing. And did that get Terry? That was real close. Quickly over to the Red Sox dugout. One-two to Beckham. Fouled off, and it is still 1-2. Tito's seen enough of this at bat. He's going to hang out where it's safe. This was the one that was pretty close.
Look at RJ. RJ went diving down over there on the bench.
Fouled off to the right, still 1-2. Slider, and he gets him. Beckham had a healthy diet of sliders in that at bat. It's 3 straight strikeouts for Bard, 2 down.
He certainly did. He started them off with sliders, threw a couple of fastballs, and then back to the slider for the strikeout.
Two down in the 8th. Juan Pierre is 0 for 4 in the game. Pierre reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th and scored, but does not have a base hit in the game. There is strike 1. Starting to cloud over Fenway Park here at the moment as the day drags on here into the 8th inning with 2 outs. Lights are on and cloud covered right now. Surrounds the plate but misses outside. 1-1. Second time Bard has struck out at least 3 in a game. The season high is 4 strikeouts. It's a ground ball to Pedroia at second base. Bard with a 1-2-3 8th. 5-4 White Sox after 7.5. Southwest Airlines, Kia, Dunkin' Donuts, and by your New England Mazda dealers. "5-4 White Sox on top of the Red Sox. Boston coming to bat at the bottom of the 8th. Chris Sale back on the mound on one pitch. We got Adrian Gonzalez to fly out to end the 7th inning. So he's back out there with Youkilis and Ortiz, and then Crawford expected here in the 8th. Wrapping up Sweet Caroline, and a strong chorus here today. Youkilis 0 for 3, is grounded into a double play, lined out, rounded out again as he looks at ball 1. Castro wants to know where that pitch was as he asks over his shoulder to Tim Tschida.
And Tschida lets him know it was down low.
1-0. That one's a little higher, 1-1. Two and 1 to Youkilis with the closer Jonathan Papelbon warming in the pen. Three and 1. Castro out to talk to Sale. Starter for the White Sox today, Gavin Floyd, gave up 4 runs in 6 2/3 on 9 hits. Walked a batter, struck out a batter, departed this game with a chance to get his 6th win of the year. Chris Sale, the number 1 pick for the White Sox a year ago, 13th overall, ready with a 3-1. In the air to center field. Lillibridge going deep, back onto the warning track and into the triangle to make the catch for the first out of the 8th. As we check back in with Heidi.
Well, Don, voting has begun for the 2011 All-Star Game held at Chase Field in Arizona, and David Ortiz is about 28,000 votes behind Michael Young as the designated hitter. No Red Sox are currently leading the fan vote, so get out there and vote. You can vote at any ballpark with picking up one of these ballots here at any ballpark, including Fenway. You can also go online at redsox.com and vote. You can vote up to 25 times, so vote early and often and get your Red Sox on that ballot. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. 1 out in the 8th as David Ortiz stands in and takes strike 1. David with a double in the 2nd. Right out in the 3rd and then homered in the 6th. A different look to the shift right now than we have seen as he goes the other way. Instead, Pierre coming in to handle out number 2, 2 down in the 8th. This time they left Ramirez on the left side and only Beckham a few strides on the outfield grass at 2nd.
Yeah, with the left-handed pitcher in there, a different look for David Ortiz that time.
Two down in the 8th. Sale has retired all 3 batters he has faced since coming in, and here is Carl Crawford. Crawford with a single in the 2nd, came around to score. He's popped out, grounded out since. Outside 3-0. The wind has picked up as well. Gusting out in left center field. Headed out at the moment. There's a strike, 3-1. Has the feel of precipitation coming.
Thunder Boomers.
Grounded back to Sale, who makes the grab and fires to first for the out. Chris Sale tires all 4 Red Sox he faced. The White Sox have a 5-4 lead at the end of 8.
In the 9th inning, earlier Rich Hill left the game after grabbing his elbow when he walked Adam Dunn on this pitch right here. The Red Sox have announced a left forearm injury for Hill. They're hoping it's nothing too serious. We, of course, will have an update for you after the game. Don?
I'd like to thank you very much. Keeping a close eye on that, as Terry Francona will as well. So we head here to the 9th inning at Fenway. The Red Sox down by a run, and Jonathan Papelbon into his 23rd contest of the year. He's 2-0. A 2.76 earned run average, 10 out of 11 in save opportunities as he comes in to try to keep this game right where it's at. The strikeout to walk ratio impressive, 31 Ks to 3 walks, and opponents hitting at 241 against Papelbon. He got his 10th save on Sunday at Detroit in Game 1. And his 11th try, tied for 7th in American League saves. 11 chances are the fewest that Papelbon has had through 55 games in 6 seasons as the closer of the Red Sox. And again, trying to keep this game right where it's at as Alexei Ramirez leads it off here in the 9th. Ramirez with 2 hits today, both singles to left. He has scored 2 runs and driven in a run. Back past Papelbon and into center field, a base hit. Trying to reach back over the shoulder to make the grab, but Ramirez has his 3rd hit of the day. He's had some kind of series.
Yeah, ground ball right over the right shoulder. It looked like a Jonathan Papelbon into center field for the base hit. First pitch swinging is Ramirez on a fastball away and right up over Papelbon.
7 hits in the last 2 games for Alexei Ramirez. He's on to begin the 9th inning. With the heart of this White Sox order coming up, Carlos Quentin has 2 hits of his own, a double, a single, and an RBI today. In there for strike 1. Papelbon leading Red Sox relievers with 31 strikeouts. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, stay with us for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on NESN. Ramirez at first. Carlos Quentin waiting on an 0-1 pitch. And it's tapped foul, 0-2. Oakland A's pulled ahead of the Yankees early in that contest in Oakland, but A's on top now 2-1 in Oakland. And again, the Rays losing today 3-0 to Texas. Red Sox start the day a game back. The Yankees in the American League East, and a half game ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays. In tight, and it's 1-2. Popped up. Foul ground. Adrian Gonzalez has got to play, and he makes it, backpedaling for the first out of the 9th inning.
Now, Papelbon does a nice job of tying up Carlos Quentin with that fastball and gets a little pop up to first base. Fastball inside. Just you see that Quentin has no chance of extending his arms. And Gonzalez there to make the play.
So 1 on, 1 out. Papelbon wants a new baseball, and he'll get it. White Sox have their closer getting ready as Santos is warming up in the pen, getting ready for the bottom of the 9th inning, an inning where Red Sox have the bottom of their order scheduled to bat in the inning. Options on the bench for Terry Francona as Santos gets ready. Paul Konerko with 2 hits. He's been aboard 3 times today. Was also hit by a pitch and was fly to right. Konerko 0 for 3 in his career against Papelbon. In the air to deep left field. That ball is crushed by Konerko and right out of Fenway Park. A 2-run home run, his 12th of the year, and that gives the White Sox some breathing room. They now lead it 7-4.
Well, a couple of huge hits for Paul Konerko in this ball game today. A base hit back in the 7th inning to drive in a run, and now, of course, the 2-run home run off a fastball from Jonathan Papelbon. Konerko adds 3 RBIs to his total, now has 44 on the season.
Well, the second home run allowed by Papelbon this season. Papelbon is now allowed to run in 3 of his last 4 outings, and 2 so far in this inning as Adam Dunn takes strike 1.
Number 12 on the season for Konerko. Location of the pitch just a little bit in.
Went around, and it's 1-2. Call coming from home plate umpire Tim Tashida, and it's 1-2. In tight 2-2 to Adam Dunn. If the White Sox can hold on, this would be 7 straight wins at Fenway Park for Ozzie Guillen. Last game of the 09 series, all the games they played here in 2010 in a 3-game series, and if they're able to sweep here today and finish this off, it'll be all 3 of this series. 2-2 pitch. And did he go? No, says Bill Welke. Full count.
Split-fingered fastball from Papelbon. Let's see. I think he did go.
Swings and pops it up. This will get into the seats as Youkilis gives chase. Pitcher of record right now, Matt Albers, gave up the go-ahead run, the home run, or actually the go-ahead single for Konerko in the 7th inning. It scored Alexei Ramirez with the White Sox their 5th run. He went a third of an inning, giving up 3 hits and a run. There's a 3-2. And Dunn strikes out. 96 from Papelbon, out number 2 of the 9th.
And a long afternoon for Adam Dunn. A couple of strikeouts, 0 for 4. He has mixed in a walk. Fastball up and in that time to Dunn.
His average drops down to 180 on the season in his first year with the White Sox. Here's Brent Lillibridge with a home run in the 6th inning. His 6th home run of the year. He's also got a double. Broken bat grounder to third base. Youkilis has got it. Cross the diamond. That will end the inning. But a 2-run home run for Paul Konerko provides some insurance for Santos and the White Sox. 7-4 Chicago. Now over the Red Sox thanks to a 2-run home run by Paul Konerko. And some changes defensively for the White Sox. Defensively, as Brent Lillibridge is now in right field as he moves from center to right. And Alex Rios, the normal center fielder for the White Sox, comes into the game in center for defensive purposes. And the closer is in for the White Sox. Sergio Santos, his 21st appearance of the year. He is 2-1 with a 1.40 earned run average. Since he has been placed into this closer's role, he's 8 out of 9. And he has struck out 30, walked 13. How about the opponent's batting average at just 151? And how about the job by Chris Sale, the setup man who retired all 4 Red Sox he faced in the game to get to Santos. Santos has held opponents scoreless in 19 of 20 appearances on the season. Suffered his only blown save on the 20th of May against the Dodgers. Gave up 4 runs in an inning and a third. Jed Lowry leads it off in the 9th. And takes strike 1. Jed doubled back in the 2nd inning and scored. Knocked in a run. And sent Santos flight out to left, flight out to right. Bobby Jenks closing for the White Sox. In years past, Matt Thornton started in that capacity to begin this year, but now it is Sergio Santos. Didn't become a pitcher until 2009 in Santos, and Bobby Jenks knows what it's like to close in Chicago. Lowry thought about it, but holds off and takes ball 3.
How'd you become a pitcher in 2009, and in 2011 you're a closer for a major league club?
He's had 7 years as a minor league infielder. Diamondbacks' first-round pick back in 2002. Got a career average of .248. A fastball, slider, and a changeup. Now that he's a pitcher. 3-1 is in the air to right field. Over is Lillibridge to make the catch for the first out of the 9th. A reminder to stay with us for Granite City Electric Red Sox final. Complete post-game coverage coming up after the game from our Nesson studios. 1 out in the 9th inning for Josh Reddick, who was 0 for 3 today, getting the start in right field, a strikeout, ground out, and a flyout. So he takes strike 1 from Santos. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Kind of toiled through 7 minor league seasons as an infielder. And burst onto the scene last year. Finished with a 2-2 record, 2.96 earned run average, 56 Ks and 51 2/3. Outside, 1-2. Left-handed hitters hit only .207 against him a year ago. In the air to center, Alex Rios, who's just into the game, is out there to make the catch, and there's 2 down in the 9th. Red Sox pitchers have retired the last 6 Red Sox batters in a row. And Boston down to their last out. Single for Jared Saltalamacchia back in the 2nd inning. Flied out in the 4th, flied out in the 7th. Single in the second produced 2 RBIs. So he takes strike 1. Swing and a miss, and Saltalamacchia down 0-2. Saltalamacchia swings and misses, and the Chicago White Sox have come into Fenway Park, a team that had really been struggling this season. They lost 3 straight upon their rival, but they sweep the Red Sox in a 3-game series. And the White Sox have now won 7 straight here at Fenway Park, and another day, Jerry, where the White Sox get it done in the end.
They certainly do. The Red Sox, for the first time in this series, jumped out to a lead. They got a lead in this ball game, but could not hold it. And the White Sox come in here after being really abysmal before coming into Fenway Park. Just played great baseball here. Isaac Yannon Group taking care of the Red Sox in this 3-game series. And also got to remember Rich Hill today. We'll have to see what happens with him. That would be a huge loss out of the Red Sox bullpen.
Gavin Floyd continues to beat the Red Sox. He has done it again. 7-4, the White Sox win today. For Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney, Don Orsillo saying good afternoon from Fenway Park. Join us again Friday night. Red Sox open up a 3-game series with the A's. Our coverage begins at 6. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. It's time now for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Here is Tom Caron.